If you want to get out of the cold this week, why not try a warm float tank?
What a way to get away from it all. Drew Carney is checking those out in Northwest Portland. How's that going for you, Drew?
Very good. I know when I mentioned to a lot of people I was going to be at the Float Shop this morning, they thought I was doing something with root beer and ice cream. Not the case. We're talking about the benefits of floating and sensory deprivation here at the Float Shop in Northwest Portland. There's all the information. They're on Northwest 23rd. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. those 5 days. What you need for floating are float tanks, and they have a few here at the Float Shop. We saw the float tank for a single person earlier. How about this? Get a look at this. Inside the float tank, we have a couple floating this morning. Experiencing that sensory deprivation up until the point where I opened the lid and the camera is shown on their face and the bright lights are now in their eyes, but you still get the idea here. You float without any effort because there's a lot of warm water and a ton, or at least a half ton of Epsom salts in that water to keep you afloat without any effort on your part whatsoever. So here's the deal. We'll talk more about the benefits of floating, how it benefits both your mind and your body coming up. But right now, Brenda Braxton, do me a favor. Say my name, and I'm talking my full name, first and last. Give it to me this morning.
Drew Carney.
Oh, Brenda Braxton, you just got 20% off your first float at Float Shop. Yes. Hey, Wayne, you want to do it? Give it to me. My name. Say it, my man. Say my name.
Drew Carney.
Look at that. Another 20% off for Wayne Haverly. Guys, our viewers can do the same. You can contact the Float Shop. Float Shop, 2 P's and an E at the end, .com. Mention my name, get the discount, and we'll have more at 6:45 on the Float Shop. Back to you.
You got it, Drew Carney.
So easy to save
that
money.
40% now?
Yeah.
A precious
He is
little
so
face,
cute.
darling.
Well, all morning long, Drew Carney has been getting the royal treatment in Northwest Portland.
Yeah, he's getting pampered at the Float Shop. It's a place that helps people feel better and just relax. You're looking pretty relaxed this morning.
Great place to relax. I'm standing next to one of the co-owners of the Float Shop. He is Dylan Schmidt. The Float Shop in Northwest Portland. They're on Northwest 23rd. They're open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Float Shop with 2 P's and an E.com for more information. Okay, that's the real basic stuff, but now we have to get into what is this floating business all about. It starts with one of these, a float tank. And this morning, we have designated floaters floating in the float tank. I open the lid to reveal the flotation happening beneath. Okay, Dylan, now comes the questions. For those who may just be tuning in, the idea behind floating exactly is?
Relaxation. There are a ton of people who float, whether it's people going through chemo, we have fibromyalgia patients. The whole idea is sensory deprivation, and so we keep the water at skin temperature, there's no light, there's no sound, and so you're just able to completely relax while you're in there, and it frees up the mind.
This is pretty unique. You've got this couples tank, we'll call it like that, and obviously 2 people can float at once. That's nice. Maybe when you're underneath there, you like the security of having a loved one next to you.
Exactly.
But you also have the other tank, which we saw earlier, for the single person or the person who likes to float alone. And there's video of me floating earlier that we can show right now. There I am. Not as pretty as the couple in the couples tank this morning, but there I am nonetheless. And you mentioned, cancer patients, those who suffer from whatever their ailment may be.
Yeah, whatever. People with chronic back issues. We have pregnant women floating, mothers. Anybody who experiences stress. So, I mean, even business people.
You're not a cancer patient, though, and you're not a mother. I know those things.
It's true.
And you love floating.
I do love floating.
So it works for anyone. Why does it work for like the everyday guy like yourself?
Well, I think everybody can relax. I think that's really important. But I think anybody who's sitting at a desk all day is going to have some back issues, that sort of thing. So you get physical and mental benefits, as well as spiritual. You can spend the time meditating in there. Just all around, it can be very beneficial. It
works because they're floating without effort. There is a half ton of Epsom salts in that water. It's warm water. No effort used whatsoever there to float. You can check it out for yourself. Again, Northwest 23rd is the place, the Float Shop, the name. You can float now, and you can get 20% off, actually, if you call and mention Drew Carney. We're actually out of time. I'm going to close the lid on this segment and send it back to Wayne and Brenda there at the studio on the square.
You got it. Great job, guys. Thank you.
All right, now let's